who live in Chicago, which, as I just said, I think this is a correct statistic, has had about 2,000 murders just in the first 7 months, less than 7 months of the year. How many, shootings, how many of those 2,000 shootings were perpetrated by right-wingers, do you think?
Again, you can look at the Chicago Police Department. They do collect information, but we're more interested in the hate crimes that have been occurring
were any
to people
of them?
like myself.
Okay, right, but I mean, when people are shooting 2,000 people, okay, shot, and I don't think any of them were bias crimes against people like you, as you just put it. I don't think any of those were Trump supporters pulling the trigger. Do you know otherwise?
Carlson, if you don't know, then I'm not going to sit here and give you statistics.
The mainstream media, led by CNN, the New York Times, Washington Post, NBC, CBS, and ABC, has decided a long time ago that not just Trump, but Trump supporters are Neanderthals who are racist, irredeemable deplorables. Not worthy of the vote. They are now the arm of the Communist Democratic Party. And they are a bigger threat to America than Russia, North Korea, and China combined.
He's praised Angela Merkel's open-door migrant policy because it's improved Germany a lot. But now, after Europe implemented the policies he wanted, Clooney reportedly is moving his family back to America. Why is he doing that? According to Life and Style magazine, which is definitive, it's because he fears Islamic terror. Comedian George Lopez says the police ought to leave the country. In an Instagram post on Friday, his key means of communication, Lopez says, quote, the Trump administration is deporting Latinos to make the streets safer. You want to make the streets safer? Deport the police. We had a spirited discussion last night with Ralph Peters, the retired lieutenant colonel, who suggested that anyone who disagrees with him on Russia would probably be very much like a Hitler sympathizer. Here's how it went.
Vladimir Putin hates us. He is malevolent. And he is as close to pure evil as I can find. He's also brilliant. And so I don't understand why any American would want an alliance with Russia. He's a killer.
Hard to see why he's a threat to us. And how many wars can we fight at once? How many people can we be in opposition to at once? Why not just accept that people who are bad people share our interests and side with them?
You sound like Charles Lindbergh in 1938 saying Hitler hasn't attacked us.
I beg your pardon? Slow down. Hey, slow down, Colonel. I'm not in any way. You cannot compare me to someone who would make apologies for Hitler. And I don't think Putin is comparable to Hitler.
I think Putin is. Look,
I think it's a grotesque overstatement.
Putin, he assassinates dissidents and journalists. He bombs women and children on purpose in Syria. He is as bad as Hitler. And yet you want us to align with the Russians, with Iran, with Assad.
I want us to act in America's interest and stop making shallow, sweeping moral claims about countries we don't fully understand and then hope everything will be fine in the end. If a country we don't like takes active steps to kill people who are a threat to us, I'm going to pause and applaud.
There's been so much overwrought claim. There are people who are talking about treason. I can't believe the New York Times had an op-ed yesterday in which treason was mentioned.
People are saying, this could be treason, which is facially absurd.
I really think it's absurd to say this could be treason. It just doesn't rise to that level.
Donald Trump's son think he was about to get help from a Russian lawyer with ties to the Kremlin.
This is looking more and more like treason.
Intent to collude with the Russian government.
All this strange behavior from the president, it's all explained now.
These emails are a textbook example and evidence of criminal intent. I can almost hear the closing argument of the jury using "I love it," repeating again and again, "I love it." Those three words are going to haunt Donald Trump Jr. That is potentially a violation of the Espionage Act. Yes, treason. The bottom line is that we are beginning to understand why Donald Trump, the president, may have been so eager to fire Jim Comey.
This is moving into perjury, false statements, and even into potentially treason.
And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me
What do you know from funny, you